What I want to talk to you guys about right now is church of the future. Now, what is church? Church is basically a place us Christians go to basically, since we all, most of us human beings, have stressful, crappy lives from various reasons, from problems with our spouses to financial problems, to problems with our kids. So many, I can't even name all of them. We go to church for hope. But the problem with church of today is that even though church is a very educational place, it's very boring, you know? And I hate to be an asshole, but it's true. You know, like you go to church, like that, there's a reason why why people are leaving the church, because I'm sure if you grew up in North America, you probably have one experience of going to church, especially if you're a young kid. You probably went to church as a young kid and was so fucking, and you spent like 3 to 5 hours there and were super bored or whatever, and you decided you never wanted to go there again. And that's the reason why most young kids nowadays don't want to go to church, you know, because they find it boring. And even the adults, I probably think, find it boring sometimes, you know. And the problem with church is that even though it's a good place to go to learn more about God and the struggles people had to go through, it's incredibly boring, you know. And what I want to talk to you guys about is how church of the future is going to be like. Now, I don't know how your church is like, but for the churches I go to, there's two main things they do at the church. For one, they play music. Or whatever, and they tell Bible stories. Now, what we can do in the future is, for those two things they do, let's just say the music, okay? The music. Okay, we like to go to church, and I think that's what draws a lot of people into church, is the music. They like, because the music at church has so much energy to it. And what I want to talk to you guys about is how the energy of the future for the music's going to be like. Now, in the future, what makes music sounds good is a chemical reaction in your brain. That's what makes music sound good. In the future, we might come up with a machine or something that can enhance that chemical reaction in your brain to make the music sound millions of times better. Like, let's just imagine Kirk Franklin releases a song, you know, that has 5 million views. We're just imagining here. You would feel the energy those 5 million people put out together, and it would be incredible, you know. And I think that's something God would enjoy, to make you closer to him. And not only that, the Bible stories in the future, the Bible stories they tell in the church, that's the second thing they do. They tell stories from stories of the Bible. What we can do in the future is you can actually and in the future, they won't have some boring old preacher telling some Bible stories. In the future, you'll have a TV. It'll be like a movie, and they'll show you on screen the stories of the Bible recreated. Not only will it be more entertaining, probably, what we can do in the future is you can actually feel the energy of actually being there. Like, let's just imagine Noah's Ark, okay? Let's just imagine that whole scene when the earth was flooded, and the whole earth was flooded. You would feel the energy the whole earth, the water produced, and how much destruction it had on the whole earth. Or let's just imagine a scene, especially for the let's just imagine there's a scene where there's an army of 1 million people and they got all destroyed by an angel. You'd feel the energy those 1 million people put out. You know, it would just make church so much more enjoyable and entertaining. I'm not sure this is not going to happen tomorrow or today or next week, but hopefully long time in the future it will happen, and that's all I have to say.